If you watch the game today, my freshmen didn't play very well. None of the three. They played okay. I mean, you know, and I'm saying Brandon didn't play well. He had 5 assists and 1 turnover. I mean, I was subbing him late, not anything to do with offense. I just wanted a longer team out there, and that's why I had Duran playing the point on defense. But I have all the faith and confidence in the world in him. I knew, I'll be honest, I thought he had made 1 shot. I didn't think he was like an ofer. But even that being said, he's a winner. He's not afraid to make a play. And guys like him aren't afraid to miss. It's not that you're not afraid that whether you're going to make it. You're just not afraid if I miss it, I miss it. So, but, you know, Terrence didn't have one of his better efforts, and neither did Duran. He did okay, but, you know, I just think those guys are better, and I think they had the jitters of the first NCAA tournament game ever that they've been watching since they are 12, and all of a sudden they're starting in the NCAA tournament. It's on national television. How about we're down 5, and they're still in there having to play? So, but our veterans, I thought DeAndre Liggins in the second half and Darius Miller in the first half and Josh throughout kept us where we had a chance to win. How we escaped, I still have to go watch the tape and figure it out.
We'll go right there, please.
Coach, one of the players said you had a different play drawn up at the end. Can you tell us what that play was?
Well, we were going on a side pick and roll, and I was going to let those two figure it out. And they switched. So they hadn't been switching the whole game. What they usually do in that situation, they go man-to-man, and with about 10 seconds, they pull into a zone. So that's what we talked about. And because they were going to do that, we were going to ball screen either way, whether they were zone or man, to make it simple for our guys. And they switched, and he took his man one-on-one. And I had a timeout that I could have burned at that time. But I'm like looking at it like this kid wants to make this, you know, you could just see that he wanted to make that play, and that's why I just let it happen, let it unfold.
Next question. Down toward the front here, please.
When you play against a team that executes so well like they do every time down the court, how draining is that mentally to just keep focused because you know you've got to get stops?
Well, the hard thing is when you're playing 6 guys, you want to press that team and you want to really get aggressive pressuring the ball in the half court. But you're playing 6, 7 guys, so you can't really do it even with all the timeouts. So we did the same thing. Penn did the same exact thing to us. We beat them a little better in the second half, but Penn had us down 16. And they did their stuff. They ran, and then we came out in the second half and said, forget about it. Just go play the ball hard. Get off on the weak side. Play between your man and the basket. And let's see what happens. When we went to that bigger team, it gave them problems offensively. But they didn't get a whole lot of back doors against us. You know, they didn't. They got some middle drives, which is what we wanted them to do. But they made shots. You know, they're a well-coached team and put themselves in a chance to beat us on the national stage, and that's a credit to Princeton.
Go right there, please.
Cal, you talked about Brandon wanting to make that play. He's missed some game-winning opportunities this year. He's missed some shots, and he hadn't hit a shot all day today. What's it tell you about him that he wants the ball in that situation?
I'm with him every day. There's no one that works harder, spends more time, or believes in himself based on his work ethic. He's the first one in the gym and the last one to leave, and he goes at night. I have no problem putting that ball in his hand because he's made that shot in that gym by himself many times, counting it off. Today at the shoot-around this morning, he waited for the clock to run down, and with 2 seconds to go, he let it go, and as it went through, the horn sounded. That's how he is. There's no one else. You know, the other guy that's been playing pretty well was Darius, and that's why I put him in a ball screen. So either one of them could make that last shot and take that last play.
Let's go down in front here, please.
John, would you discuss Harrelson's overall play today and kind of his emergence this season as a contributor for you?
Well, we're still playing, and we win the SEC title because of him. And really, when you look at today's game, Darius and DeAndre in the second half, Darius in the first half, but Josh has been steady. rebounding presence. Now he's got confidence around the basket to make baskets that he hadn't had. He's another guy like Darius that comes to practice 40 minutes early and does conditioning and individual work and then practices. And what he's done is he's changed all his habits. He's changed his body. He's changed his mentality. So the result has changed. And I tell those guys, my team all the time, if you're going to do the same things over and over and over and think you're going to get a different result on that basketball court, you're insane. That's the definition of insanity. So you got to change what you do, how you think, how you approach it. And he has. So has Darius.
Right here, please.
Coach Guy, you said yesterday that Kentucky fans inhale when you miss and exhale when you make shots, that's the nature of the nation. How do you think they're breathing after today's game?
They just want to win. They want to win. And when you're coaching here, whatever you do when you win was right. And if you lose, it was wrong. Even if it was calculated and doesn't matter. And that's how they are. And you know what? They're the greatest fans. You have a small minority that are absolutely off the cliff. But the rest of our fans, and I'm talking a small minority, our fans are the greatest. They're into it. They know that these players are their children and their grandchildren. If you're a grandmother, that's your grandchild. If you're a mother, that's your son, or that's my brother. This is their family, and it's a neat thing. That's the other thing of being in this program as freshmen and young. I mean, to deal with knowing every basket is, it's a little added for these guys. But they were the way we finished the game. Terrence came up with a big rebound. Duran helped us defensively, and then the last shot by Brandon. So those three played a part. Yet this team was carried by the veterans today.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and I